My name is Maeve and I was working on a project called The Time Machine in Miltown Malbay in County Clare, and it essentially fed into an exhibition that included an immersive theatre experience. So we created a room that was set in 1984, and it built ideas from the stories that the community had shared with us about what matters to them. And then they moved through a magic portal, that was a wardrobe, into the future, so into 2084, and that version of the future was again kind of built on ideas of what matters to the people in that town specifically, and also climate science through a team of mentors that we had attached to the project from the very beginning. I think the biggest thing that I've taken away from this project is how important it is that people can see themselves in the idea that you're discussing. And sometimes when it comes to climate science and the future, the data is a little bit abstract and it can feel very distant and often quite scary. So I think one of the things that we will be taking forward in the work that we make is, I guess, to make the invitation seductive and interesting, exciting, to stoke people's curiosity about the kind of future that they're excited to head towards. In terms of behavioural change, people coming into the project weren't sure what to make of it and were a little bit, I guess, overwhelmed by the conversation about the future and about climate in particular. And I think the approach that we took, which made it very personal and very inviting, meant that people were able to, I guess, see a version of the future where we hadn't judged it as dystopian or utopian. We basically tried to create a version of the future that's like as boring as a normal life will be. You know, it'll have good things, it'll have bad things, it'll have things that you're excited to know more about and things that you'll avoid. And I think that sort of complexity made the future room that we created feel very tangible, and that made people far more hopeful in the present. And so what we could see immediately after people's experience of the time machine was they wanted to have conversations about what they were going to do now. And so we had big chats about biodigesters and about solar panels and things that are like very immediate in their own lives. Honestly, I think creativity is probably the most important ingredient when it comes to climate action, because the one thing that we know for sure is that every system that we rely on currently won't be fit for purpose in the future. And if we know that to be true, it means that we have to redesign them. And if we want to make different systems, we need different ingredients. And I think when it comes to coming to a new outcome, the best thing you can do is add a creative ingredient into the mix, because it's going to put you somewhere new and somewhere that you didn't expect to end up.